Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to Gooner Gathering. My name is Gooner Lee Meads, Lee Meadows, and this is quite clearly a very unscheduled stream. But I'm here just to give my thoughts, of course, before we kick off against Monaco this evening. The lineups are in, and I'll go through it, and I'll tell you my thoughts as we go along. There were clearly a few injury concerns as we approached tonight's game, but there's one or two that have come through, and there's a couple of surprises here as well. Let's go through it. Raya, as expected, is in goal, of course. Now, there was some doubt on who would line up for us tonight in defence. So what is he gone with? He's gone with Thomas Partey at right back. Probably not the ideal solution, perhaps. Certainly on the channel, we divide opinion on this one. But if as and when we go through it, you'll see there's not a lot of options here. William Saliba and Kiviat are our centre halves for this evening. And Miles Lewis Skelly, my old mate, who of course I met over at Chelmsford City about a year ago, lines up at left back. So that's a pleasant surprise. Martin Odegaard, captain's the side, of course. Declan Rice and Marino are in the midfield three. And a couple of changes here in the forward line. Saka is partnered by Gabriel Jesus and Gabriel Martinelli. So, what does that mean? Well, it means that Jesus is playing more games in the Champions League this season than he has done in the Premier League. So, that's interesting. I would suggest the lad definitely needs some confidence because, as we saw the other day, he looks half the player. Honestly, than he did. From if you look back, I don't know what it is, whether it's the injuries that have taken its toll on him or whatever it is. If it's the brain's thinking one thing, but the body's not able to execute what he wants to do. The guy needs some game time. I think that's probably fair, but I don't know about his future. I know Mikel Arteta was saying, "Oh, we're all behind him." Any reports of him going to Brazil or to leave in the transfer window are nonsense. Well, tonight's an opportunity to see how he gets on. For me, perhaps is it unfair to say the villain of the piece at Craven Cottage? But I'm going to say it. Gabriel Martinelli does make a start. He comes in for Trossard. In my opinion, there was no reason for Martinelli to be offside, and that cross that produced that last minute potential winner that Saka put in on Sunday. However, again, it's another game for him to play. Hopefully, he can do well. That's what we're looking forward to. The bench is interesting. Two goalkeepers are Neto and Setford, of course. Our bench looks quite young, to be honest. I'll go through the three young players now. Josh Robinson, I know I've seen a little bit with the under-21 side. He's a very promising right back. You have Zane Monlewis, who's predominantly a centre half. Heaven, we've seen before. He's a full-back. And then alongside them, careful, my darling. You're right, Ames. You're right. We'll carry on. Kieran Tierney is on the bench, as is Timber. And some familiar names here, of course. Jorginho, Havertz takes the rest. Sterling on the bench. Trossard is the one that's been taken out for Martinelli. And, of course, Ethan Nwaneri is there as well. I thought this might have been a good chance for Ethan to get a start. But, again, he's playing the softly approach with Ethan. I don't necessarily think that's a bad thing. But tonight is obviously a game where we're in a pretty decent position in the Champions League. If we win tonight, I think we're pretty much guaranteed into the next round without any complications. You know how the new draw is in terms of, you don't want to go for the next, an extra knockout stage, right? So tonight's all about getting through unscathed, and it's all about trying to get through safely and securely. That's predominantly what we're looking for, and perhaps an opportunity tonight for some of the players to make a mark certainly Lewis Skelly would be doing that. Marino would be looking to solidify his impact since joining us in the summer. This is an opportunity to see him. We have not seen an awful lot from him. Right. What I do want to address is a few little transfer rumours today, because I did see a story run in the Sun today, and that story was to do with the Everton forward, Dominic, what's his name? Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Now, that young man, the striker, I believe, has scored 2 goals in the Premier League this season for Everton. I believe, if I remember correctly, I strongly touted the idea of him coming to the Emirates, perhaps maybe a year ago. Honestly, I think this story that came out from the Sun today was a little bit of lazy journalism, is what I think, because I don't think there's any chance of this happening at all. If Arsenal were to go for a striker, I don't think it'll be anywhere. I don't even think it'd be a Premier League striker if they go for anyone, to be honest. But yeah, the lad has had awful injury issues and is obviously in a very in a side that's been struggling a little bit. I feel this story has come out to try and put Everton off a little bit coming towards our game against them in the over the weekend in the Premier League. That is my feeling on that. I just wanted to address that. Yucky, Amy. Unfortunately, my little girl's a little bit poorly tonight, and as a result of that, I don't think we'll carry on too much longer tonight. But I just wanted to come on here tonight, give you my thoughts on the starting lineup. Make sure I'm gonna get out of here, I think. Make sure you catch up on the videos that dropped yesterday regarding the Arsenal women's side. There's one from Matt and there's one from myself. There will be a live stream with myself and hopefully Posh Bertie and maybe a few others, who knows, coming up later in the week about this game. And of course, we'll be previewing our match against Everton over the weekend. But that is just about it for me. Let's hope Arsenal can get a really good result from the game tonight. And yes, we shall see you very soon. So take care of yourselves, enjoy the match, and Gooner Gathering will see you very soon indeed. Thanks for watching. Cheers.